special night here, little emo Valentine's magic here in the hood of Knoxville, Tennessee. So the Volunteers going in the all-black unis, LSU in white. Center is jumped up, and the winning tip will go to Nwoko and the LSU Tigers. LSU in desperate need of a win. They've been decimated by injuries all year long, and they've got another one here today as their leading scorer, Max McKinnon, will be out with a knee injury. So they're basically down 3 starters from what they were supposed to be at the beginning of the year. Tennessee on the other side, they've been relatively healthy. And of course, they're led not only by Ament, but the point guard, Jacoby Gillespie, number 0 in black, one of the top scoring guards in the conference. And there is that guard that we just spoke of, Jacoby Gillespie, who shoots at a 35% clip from downtown. King and Reese are trying to fill in that point guard role for LSU, but Marquel Sutton, that is the guy that Coach Matt McMahon told us at shoot-around today. He has got to bring his A game. When they've been at their best, he's been at his best. His first shot, though, is contested at the apex. A block for Tennessee, and the Volunteers take it right back into front court with Ament leading the way.
Big front court rim protection for the Vols.
Drive, alley-oop pass, and that's going to be a push foul. A little.
This was a great cut by Sutton down the lane, but watch the quick reaction by Estrella to be rim protection supreme in the first possession. And Mike, for LSU to pull off or to even be the hang-around team tonight, I think 2 things have got to happen. They've got to survive tempo. They've got to go one segment at a time, try to keep it close. And then they've got to do something they haven't been doing, which is make a lot of threes.
Make a lot of threes. So we have back-to-back push fouls on LSU on attempted alley-oops. The first one was on King. That one goes against Nwoko. Now, on top of everything else that LSU needs to do well in this game tonight, they need to avoid foul trouble because they have very little depth at this point. Comes into Ament. Baseline jumper is silky smooth, and it's 5-0 Volunteers.
I just love the progression in his game month by month this season. Now is a much more get the ball to me player. Doesn't mind the spotlight.
He's picked it up game by game, and as you mentioned at the top, that 8-game streak he has coming in is exceptional. Shot clock down to 5. Spin move misses, and there's Ament on the rebound. Ament showing off some ball handling, little Euro, and it spins out.
I love the way he utilizes his length, though, to get to the rim now.
6'10", 207-pound frame. There's a 3 drilled by Jalen Reese.
Well, that's what they're going to need. A guy who's shooting 24% from deep on the year. They're going to need different guys to step up, especially from beyond the arc.
Freshman out of Orlando, Florida. Inside, Estrella, just bully ball. Nobody there to really provide much resistance. And it's 7-3, Vols on top.
What did Rick Barnes tell us today? One of the things that they got away from in the Mississippi State game was starting with inside first. And he wants to see a lot of touches for the bigs early in the game.
Get it in that orange painted area. LSU again having trouble finding daylight. Estrella all over his man, and a terrific shot being harassed by Pablo Tamba.
Tamba had nothing going, just kind of created his own space.
Tamba spent 2 years at UC Davis before becoming an LSU Tiger. Down low, another paint touch, a wheel, a deal, and a miss. That time off the mark by Akara.
I just feel like at some point in time, shorthanded today, Matt McMahon may have to try some zone.
Long rebound to Gillespie on the attack. Gillespie spinning, and LSU is there to pick up the pilfer off the spin move.
Yeah, that's one of the problems that Tennessee has had all season long. Too high of a turnover rate.
LSU basketball.
Pablo Tamba, watch this, Mike, as he just kind of leans in to create his own space and knocks down that tough 2-point shot.
Some might say there's a little bit of luck involved in that shot, and if there's a team that could use some luck, it's LSU. And if there's a coach that could use some luck, it's Matt McMahon. I made the comment the other day, if Coach McMahon didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all. Just another year of battling all kinds of injuries and adversity. You give him his full complement of players.
Yeah, they were off to a 12-1 start.
12-1 start. And no Jalen Reed, and then another miss today for DJ Thomas. The news coming out earlier today, released by the sports information director, Kent Lowe. He's out for the year now, so he will not be coming back. So you've lost your point guard, your best post player, and now your best scorer in McKinnon, at least for today.
Well, certainly your best shooter from beyond the arc.
Yeah. Well,
this is going to be a game of tempo, too. Matt McMahon told us that shoot around, they can't afford for this game to get in the 80s.
No. And Tennessee loves to push. That's a common misconception that Tennessee just likes to slog it up in a half-court game. Rick Barnes is quick to point out today, you see Ament. Again, how are you going to block that shot at 6'10" and a high riser? But a lot of people think Tennessee just likes to play half-court basketball. They love to push tempo, but when it's there, not forced. Free throw line, and they pass down low and a foul drawn.
Guys, and they don't have any of those today.
It wasn't that long ago when Thomas was healthy. He was the SEC assist leader. He was averaging nearly 7 assists a game in addition to the scoring. Henderson in the game now for Tennessee, number 24 in black, gets it, wings it out into the corner now, and now down low, that's Carey. Carey, the former Vanderbilt Commodore, to Henderson on a triple, off the mark, and contact. That's going to be LSU has given up a lot of size to Tennessee, who not only has good size in the starting five, but they can bring in guys like this off the bench. Carey backing in, big size advantage off Sutton. Carey carving up space, now kicks it out to Ament, rims off, and the rebound to LSU. Nice box out on the play by Robert Miller, the 6'10" sophomore.
But Mike, you can see Tennessee, they want to pound it inside.
P.J. Carter in the game for LSU, fifth-year senior, transfer from Memphis.
Sutton's got to shoot that.
They want Sutton to be a little more assertive, but he missed it from close range.
When it's your moment on offense and you're open, you've got to take it.
Boswell to Henderson. Henderson tried to thread the needle, couldn't do it. Quick hands by Miller. LSU with numbers all the way and draw. Estrella checking back into the game for Tennessee. LSU trying to snap a 2.5-minute scoring drought. They've missed their last 5 shots from the field. Another offensive rebound.
But that's a tough 2.
Nwoko. Wow. That's just a prayer. And that's out of bounds to Tennessee. So anything else. How about 250 wins or more at 2 different schools? He did that, of course, at Texas during his time in Austin and has a chance to do it here. There's some elite company of guys that have done that. History of this great program. Tennessee has never been to a Final Four. That's the only thing missing. They've been to the Elite 8 the last 2 years as Estrella with an easy dunk off the inbounds. Off the curl up top, it's Mosley, the freshman out of Los Angeles. Gets it back on the handoff. 8 on the shot clock. Mosley feeling it. Mosley, heat check 3. How about that? Yeah, Mosley.
That's what the young freshman can do. He's over 40% on the year. He hasn't taken a lot of threes, but he might become part of the offensive mix moving forward for LSU.
Puts an end to an 8-0 run.
Oh, you got to go get rebounds. Everybody just kind of stood.
Well, this was the biggest fear for Coach McMahon. Tennessee can kill you on the offensive glass. They're the second best rebounding team in the country, plus 13 on the glass. the only team that has a greater margin, the Florida Gators, who won another one today to stay in first place. They beat Kentucky. Left wing three.
Yeah.
Online, but too strong. Ament tracks down the rebound and then throws it off of Sutton out of bounds.
Practice, shoot around.
Absolutely.
It's every day.
They
it's
emphasize
repetition.
it. Yes. They don't just have their bigs shoot a bunch of threes, which has become so commonplace for a lot of places. There's a drive and a foul. Free throw is good for Ament, who's now got 5. Tomorrow morning, our Shriners Clearwater Softball Invitational coverage continues with number 8 Texas A&M taking on James Madison. An early bird special at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Breakfast with SEC softball on the SEC Network. He's Mark Wise. I'm Mike Workin. Great to be with you. A little bit under 10 minutes to go in the first half. Tennessee has led throughout. Volunteers really hitting their stride here of late.
Good execution, yes.
3 to go. It's 23-15. Tennessee Volunteer lead over LSU. LSU would just love to pull off an upset.
Oh man, that had danger written all over it. Mosley's got Boswell on him, and Boswell always guards the other team's best perimeter threat. But that foul is going to get Boswell to the bench.
Yeah, second foul on Boswell, but he is kind of that do-everything guy. And if you could have a shutdown defender, think of what Elijah Martin meant last year to Florida.
Or Will Richards.
But Martin came from FAU, not known as the best scorer in the world, but man, was he a bulldog on the defensive end. Speaking of bulldogs, Carey tries to bulldoze his way over the LSU front line, instead turns it over.
I don't think Rick Barnes is very happy with his big there.
I don't think Rick was happy with the air ball from Gillespie that we saw before break, and he's not going to be happy with Carey on that play. Those are two players you and I asked him about today, and he said, you know, Gillespie has been terrific for us, but some of the bigger games that we've lost, those have just been off games. Very often how Gillespie plays is how he winds up going.
I think you're going to have to take some offensive chances today with your LSU. So I'll go back and let Ament isolate again.
Ament tried to thread the needle to Carey. That's a tough pass, deflected out of bounds.
Neither one of these teams shoot a lot of threes. As a matter of fact, this is the two teams that shoot the least amount of threes in league play. LSU shoots 20 a game. Tennessee only shoots 18. The difference is Tennessee leads the league in percentage. And here's another near turnover.
Carey plowing his way in. Just a tough matchup for any of LSU's bigs, including Pablo Tamba.
Speaking of courage, try to take the charge on Carey.
Yeah. No fun. It's going to be a trip inadvertent.
LSU really runs some really neat stuff offensively. They got into last possession. Oh, what a fake.
Great move by Jalen Reese. You're looking at perhaps the future with Mosley and Reese, two guards that are just freshmen. And LSU will fall back into the zone.
Again, just another way to tempo. Zone on top, and maybe the bigs are trying to match up a little bit. Kind of confused Tennessee, maybe.
7 on the shot clock. 3 on the shot clock. 1 on the shot clock. At the buzzer, it's Berg. Just how they drew it up, Coach.
Yeah, he's almost 50% from deep. Another guy who hadn't taken a lot. Good shot clock awareness. Tigers
trying to find something on offense. That'll work. Nwoko from the elbow, takes it strong.
That's a good sign because Nwoko had a tough game against Arkansas, only 3. But remember that overtime win at South Carolina, he had 21 there. Well, this may be a little bit of a jump defense on Ament. The impressive play here is by Carey, who didn't panic late in the clock. He knows the clock. The defender comes just enough over to carry the pass back out front. Was on point. Berg knocks down the 3.
Another country we haven't mentioned.
Back to back.
Berg, he's got some international flair to his game. He's from Israel.
That makes him now 10 for 20 on the season. Last time I checked, that's good.
That's good. He was the youngest player on Israel's roster at the FIBA Rio Basket Invitational, and LSU responds on the at a Brewster Academy in New Hampshire.
Ball's just 4 for 8. Excuse me, 5 for 8 at the free throw line now.
That's a 10-point game. LSU just hanging around, and that's what they're going to have to do if they're going to spring an upset here tonight. In a break zone, Tigers trying to get a little momentum before the break. Scissor dribble, working up top. Over to the left side, Tamba. Got hit by Estrella, absorbed the contact and still banked it in.
Man, you've got to call that. He gets bumped off of his drive line.
Berg gets it back on the return. LSU playing a lot of zone here in this first half. Berg passed up the 3. Ament will not. Ament too strong, but a long rebound tracked down by the freshman. Now Ament all the way and splits the trees and lays it in.
Another offensive rebound for Tennessee leads to second chance points. Boy, he's got an Inspector Gadget arms, doesn't he?
He sure does. 8 points now for the bouncy freshman. Inside and hammered on the drive. And if you were watching the game before us between Georgia and Oklahoma, I thought I've seen it all. They had a delay. The popcorn machine caught fire at the concession stand. So they actually had to stop play for a bit. I'm guessing the popcorn was a little bit overcooked.
I'll tell you what else was on fire in that game. Oklahoma at the arc. They made 14 threes.
Yeah. Big win for the Sooners. They're not out of it. Shot clock ticking down. That'll be an air ball. They'll let them play on.
What a defensive stand, that possession by LSU. See if you can probe in transition and then run half-court offense.
It's going to be a push foul. So they just got completely overtaken by Arkansas the other night on their home floor. That game was over in a hurry. This is a different story. LSU playing much better basketball. Tennessee keeping the window ajar. Strong take and a foul call, and that's probably a good thing for LSU. $1:20 remaining in the first half.
This zone has also slowed the game down for LSU.
I'm surprised, and we asked Rick Barnes about this, why more teams don't play zone. There's a block from behind, a terrific block by Robert Miller.
That time, Ament one dribble too far. Take what the defense gives you.
Reese trying to create some space, can't do it. Now he's on another big. Brown trying to guard him. Left wing Mosley. Shot clock down to 5. Reese. 3 ball at the top, a foul and a chance at a 4-point play for Pablo Tom.
About him enough.
Yeah, he doesn't get quite the same love as Acuff and Ament. If you're just joining us, Ament has 8 points. He's at the top of your screen, number 10 in black. Tennessee will try to find a crease in this zone.
The bigs were trying to screen each other down low. LSU's bigs were equal to the match.
Clock at 3. Ament stripped, and it's out of bounds with .2. LSU lost a game to Kentucky on a setup like this.
Great
Good
pass.
look. And he never got his legs into the lead the way off the bench. Keep this stat in mind for LSU. Only 2 turnovers in that first half. So a very clean first half for LSU. They'd love to see a little more offense, but overall the pace to the liking of Coach Matt McMahon and company. Hook shot off the mark. The first shot is out of the right hand of Akpara.
And a changeup by Matt McMahon because they went man-to-man on that first possession. I kind of felt like Tennessee came out of the locker room and said, hey, this is what we need to do against the zone.
Reese
got to make that.
Wings it left side, and a wide open 3 is rattled home by Tamba. Tamba now with 10, and it's a 3-point game.
Doesn't take many on the year. That's just his 18th 3-ball attempt. But he does make them at an okay clip. Back man-to-man. It's almost like a game of chess, if you will.
Tough shot. Ament could not finish. LSU could tie it with a 3. Tennessee has led throughout this game. No ties, no lead changes.
What is it about road teams in this league?
You passed that number along to me, and I had to triple check to make sure it was accurate. But that is amazing that the road teams have a better than 50% winning percentage this year in the league. Reese ties it up as he splashes a triple. It's 35-all.
Yeah, the road teams have been winning 48%. As a matter of fact, midweek, every road team won. The road team went 6-0. Now, no road team has won so far today.
Home teams have gone unblemished. Pull-up jumper. Bishop Boswell, his first basket.
That's 3 straight possessions where LSU's played man-to-man. I promise you, the zone is going to reappear.
It's coming back. That ends an 11-1 run by the Tigers. Projecting the screen for the alley-oop pass. LSU has found some rhythm on the offensive end.
That's just great communication that time with Reese and Sutton on the Kansas cut.
Sutton with his first basket. Remember, Coach McMahon saying every big game we've won this year, it coincides with Sutton having a big game. He needs more out of that young man. 3-ball off the mark for Gillespie, but an offensive rebound. Tennessee has been dominating the glass as they have all year long. Gillespie, 3-ball, corner pocket, knocks it down, and Tennessee back on top. Reese, stand-up dribble on the logo. LSU spreads it out. Around the ball screen. Almost a turnover. Wide open 3. Got it! LSU heating up from downtown. We're tied again. 3rd tie of this second half. Estrella goes airborne. No, it's right. And sometimes everybody tells you how much better you are than your opponent, and you don't play to the level that you need to.
Every segment that gets clicked off, LSU will get more and more confidence.
Sutton, that time it's just more of a throw than a shot.
No need to hope it up there.
Tennessee basketball up by a point. Gillespie thought about it. Weaving, pull-up jumper, too strong. And a great box out that time by Sutton. LSU can take its first lead of the game, and Sutton draws the foul all season long, and they have their first lead of the night, 42-41.
And they look that way at shoot-around today.
Yes.
Engaged, spirited, full of energy, and on point. Here's the zone.
How do you want Tennessee to attack it?
Again, free throw line. I would like to see Ament go in and out of the zone.
Brown just shot, puts one up. That's not the look that I think Rick Barnes wanted.
It's the right area, but maybe the wrong guy shooting that. But here we go again. LSU tempoing the game.
Reese surveys, skips it over, left wing three on the way, short. And a lot of contact, no whistle on the fight for the rebound. Here comes Gillespie. Gillespie not finding anybody open, instead goes up top Brown. Left side Boswell.
After the miss, they go man-to-man. It just is keeping Tennessee off kilter a little bit offensively. There's that pocket pass that I don't like the bigs a lot.
Half a dozen turnovers now on Tennessee. We've only had 8 turnovers in this entire game. LSU is sitting on just 2 turnovers in over 25 minutes of action. That is an outstanding stat.
Oh,
and
yes.
There's a breakaway and a slam. Marquell Sutton beat the defense down the floor, and it's 44-41 LSU.
How about the attack mode, though? Tennessee goes down the floor with a little pressure, and LSU hits the home run. Well, there's where the ball needs to go. You got to make this shot.
Another shot put, but there's the follow. Carey got his own miss, taps it in, back to a 1-point game.
Harder to rebound out of a zone because there are no block-out responsibilities. The guards better get involved.
Reese has been heady at the point guard spot tonight.
Yeah,
Mosley.
This swinging stagger again.
Inside it comes. Little jump hook shot. Where did that come from, Robert Miller?
Yeah, he's been pretty good the last 3, averaging 8 and 5 for the Tigers.
Silences the crowd here at the Food City Arena.
Yep.
There it is, down low, and all LSU.
Most growth over the course of the season out of all of his bigs.
Gatorade State Player of the Year in Alabama last season. LSU, great ball movement, and a push foul. That's going to be putting on a clinic in the second half.
Short roll, move without the ball. There's the push from behind by Boswell.
I said Ament, actually on Boswell. That's his third.
Here's one stagger action, and here comes the second one. That is such good stuff.
Offensive rebound. LSU buys an extra possession and a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Reese directing traffic in the face of Estrella, but Estrella clearly altered that shot to the point where it's an air ball. Estrella telling Reese, I didn't block it, you just airballed it, son.
Jawing at each other a little bit. I didn't like the shot selection.
No. One of the few mistakes Reese has made in this game. He's played one of his better games this year.
See, this is better body movement, but don't stand. There's the ball into the middle.
Berg around the screen. Ament, Euro. Each with 4 fouls with over 12 minutes to play.
It's where you want to wall up, and if the freshman makes a tough 2, just give him credit. So, now LSU will have to play really small.
Very small. I mean, that is an incredibly small lineup. Your big, if you want to call it that, is Tamba, who's listed at 6'7", 205 pounds. Compared to the gargantuan front line of Tennessee. And the Volunteers back on top by a point. Crowd comes alive here at Food City Arena. King knifing in and lays it in. LSU back up by a point.
I'm just so impressed. The Tigers, oh, that's a block. Tigers are getting what they want offensively. And was that continuous motion call? I'm at a price, and the price is his bigs are in big-time foul trouble.
Ament completes the three-point play. 13 now for the talented freshman. The lead for Tennessee is back to 2. Mosley. Up top, Sutton. Sutton puts it on the deck, driving. Blocked by Ament. Gets it back. Hook shot is good. Right between the eyes of Carey, and he ties it up at 50.
I love the extra effort play by Sutton. Gets his first shot blocked, doesn't deter him.
A half a dozen ties now in this second half. Carey, first pass deflected.
Yeah, Ament was at the free throw line. You've got to get him the ball there.
Big time three by Jacoby Gillespie. Transfer from Maryland. What a huge addition he has been. They lost the heartbeat of this team for so many years with Ziegler. Under 11 minutes to play. Still a one-possession game. A three launched and missed by King.
Let's keep our eye on Ament. Well, nobody picks up Gillespie. Back to man on the miss, though. That's good recognition. This should be a hoop.
Paint touch for Carey. No, but Estrella, yes. Too big, Tennessee. And I think Matt McMahon wants a timeout. Not just
She was 11. I can tell you this, Mike. Having been a one-time survivor of radiation and chemo, to have to go through it twice, what a wonderful story. Good for you, Taylor. Well done.
Amen to that. LSU trying to cut into a 5-point deficit here. Rising fire three came out flat, and Estrella, as he often does, has a great box out and picks up the carom.
Not a bad shot, though, for Mosley.
Tennessee is at 4 out of its last 5 field goals. Bird angles it in, or tries to Estrella, but the pass is wide of the mark.
He needed one more pass to create a better angle. It was a tough angle to try and get that through on the bounce.
Estrella always looks like he's angry. He's barking at teammates, he's barking at opponents. Never lacking intensity, that's for sure. I'll have to show some here. That is a tough shot by Nwoko. Can't find the mark on the hook shot.
Mike, men are rebounding in this game.
Yes. Nwoko back on the floor with those 4 fouls, and Gillespie back behind the arc where he loves to ignite. That's his 4th triple, 12 points, and Tennessee's lead swells to 8.
Just a little drag screen in transition. I didn't think the defender of the screener stepped up soon enough.
8-0 run for the Vols. Nwoko banging bodies with Estrella. Beautiful drop hook time. That time right on Estrella.
He likes that explosive move over the left shoulder, doesn't he?
Sure does. He's always going to be able to create some space with that body. Looks like he was chiseled out of a lab.
And this is where I like Ament, right there. Yes.
Estrella. He's a problem on the offensive glass, and so too is Tennessee.
And Matt McMahon's got to think about bringing back both bigs at some point in time. Nwoko's back on.
Nwoko,
that's a foul.
That is a foul on Estrella. He does not. Silences the crowd and keeps the appetite yearning.
What a groan from 16,000 people.
Yes.
Back to the zone. I love Ament in the free throw line. He's got to go in and out, though.
He gets it. They collapse on him. Faces, fires, and missed it. But another offensive rebound. And that's Sutton. Sutton, that's his 3rd foul. LSU, it's going to be a battle of attrition for LSU because you've got 2 players with 4. Sutton now with 3. And a lot of time to go, and not many other backups from the forward or center position.
Illegal screen, yeah.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. He'll get into him when he thinks he's right.
Pick your spots.
But he's not a guy that just every play says something.
Unlike yourself.
Unlike myself,
You're
yes.
all over him from the opening tip. Under 8 minutes to play. LSU trying to get some of that mojo back. They had all the momentum a couple of minutes ago. King. Tough shot. Barely grazes iron.
Better defensive stand by the Vols. Same drag screen.
Gillespie crowded behind the arc, gets it back on the return. Ball screen, weaving, probing, and finds a wide open shooter. Short, but out of bounds off of LSU. Tough break team, great rebounding, great defense. We've seen plenty of that from Tennessee. We've also seen plenty of fight from LSU, who trailed throughout the first half and then took multiple leads here in the second. Tennessee up by 7 here, and LSU falls back into the zone. Ament. Tightrope on the baseline, missed it. Estrella again. Estrella got it back, cradles, fires, and hits. Estrella is just menacing down low.
He even took an offensive rebound away from his own player.
Just an absolute warrior, the kind of player Rick Barnes has always loved. J.P. Estrella. Nice response that time by Sutton.
I've been really impressed with Sutton today. I know Matt McMahon talked to us about he needs more from Sutton on the offensive end. I like the way he's looking to be more offensive minded. Yeah.
Speaking of offensive minded, 15 points for Ament. That's just candy, a wide open 15-footer.
Not only that, he hasn't really, in my view, kind of played that well. And here he's got 15.
15 points, 6 rebounds for the talented freshman. Sutton on a heat check 3.
Oh, yeah.
Sutton putting together one of his best games of the year, 13 points, 7 rebounds.
There's nothing wrong with that stroke. It's just confidence, 27% on the year.
Under 6 minutes to play, a 6-point game. Ament. Hunting a shot. Couple crossovers. And took it right in. Thought he was going to get the whistle on Nwoko. Didn't get it. And now a great play by Gillespie. Taken away, a sure basket for LSU. And then Sutton taps it. And now it's helter-skelter. LSU, bodies diving, falling. Once again, just completely bludgeoned an opponent on the offensive glass. And that's really why Tennessee has the lead right now. It's second chance opportunities. Under 5 to play. Reese, who's working on a season-high 15, wants 3 more. Pops out, offensive rebound, LSU. And wide open down low, pump fake, shot up and in. Sutton with 15, and it's back to a 4-point game.
Balls with lack of communication after the LSU offensive rebound.
Gillespie, heat check. Another offensive rebound.
Nice job by Berg.
40 rebounds for Tennessee in the game. Ament going to work. Ament. Right in the face that time of Tamba. I don't think Tamba could have played it much better, but Ament was just better on the play.
I thought he was vertical, really vertical, but was he in Ament's cylinder?
Right.
It seems like every time Tennessee wants to get on a run, LSU has an answer.
Free throw line, 5 to shoot. That's a tough pass. Miller gets it, 3 to shoot. Finds Tamba, who's hammered. And Estrella denied. Calmly sinks the second, much to the dismay of a hungry student section. And it's a 5-point game with under 4 to play.
LSU man-to-man.
Foul away from the ball, down low. Miller is one. I beg your pardon, Nwoko is actually off the floor right now. Up top, Gillespie. Back to the big and the finish. Beautiful play between Gillespie and Akpara.
Miller didn't want to foul out, did not challenge.
Akpara had a huge game the first time, or the last time these two teams met in Baton Rouge. 15 points and 6 rebounds. Miller runs into a brick wall, Gets it up there, no. Offensive rebound, sets up an open three. Miss, and another offensive rebound for LSU. Beating Tennessee at its own game. 3-ball, corner pocket off the mark. Plenty of great looks, but no finish.
Sensational passing and rebounding by LSU, and they do not get a payoff.
Now under 3 minutes to go, and Tennessee can really ratchet up the pressure on LSU with a three here. Bird came off his hand funny.
We were on that exact line. That didn't look good.
The moment it left his fingertips, you just knew. Ament boards it, knocked out of bounds, Tennessee ball. A little bit sluggish at times.
Good to see Boswell back on the floor after that tough spill.
Yeah, a little cotton in the right nostril. Cut me, Mick. 7-point game, closing in on 2 minutes remaining in Knoxville, Tennessee.
They got a mismatch if they get it to him inside. There it is.
On Mosley. Mosley giving up about 5 inches. Rejection coming out of nowhere on the block was Robert Miller.
Talk about weak side help.
Yes. Huge possession for LSU. And a foul. Reach-in foul. And pretty stroke on those two.
How about the growth of Tamba and Sutton as a combination today for LSU? Mosley on the point, little 1-2-2. Back to man-to-man.
Tennessee content with bleeding some clock here, up by 5.
Got to maintain your aggression, though.
Amen. And a bump foul, hometown. McDonald's All-American. Favorite player is Kevin Durant. And whenever somebody is thin and somewhere between 6'10" and 7 feet and has a nice touch on the jump shot, you can imagine people start saying, kind of an unfair comparison. KD is one of the best to ever do it. And an offensive rebound, that is going to be what ultimately, if Tennessee holds on, wins this game for the Volunteers. 16 offensive rebounds.
That's a foul.
13th McDonald's All-American to ever attend the University of Tennessee. SummerSlam Classic MVP. Had 29 points both at Alabama and at Kentucky. So he has shined in some of the biggest and most difficult games of the year. 5-time freshman of the week buries a pair, and if you're LSU now, a sense of urgency kicks in.
And Ament just seems to deliver for Tennessee when they need him the most.
LSU trying to find some space and an open shooter. There's one. Tamba too strong and over the back on LSU. Now, LSU came to play again shorthanded on top of the 2 starters that have been out for much of the year. No Max McKinnon, who could have helped with some 3-point shooting in this game for sure. Those are 3 guys that were expected to be in the starting lineup to go along with Thomas and Reed.
LSU spending the night in Knoxville tonight. They're going straight to Texas tomorrow.
I like that
Tuesday. Yes, Matt McMahon talked to us about getting in at 4 a.m. on some trips. And just felt like this was a better way to do this. LSU is in Mardi Gras break right now.
Tennessee has won 4 in a row in the series and looking for their 5th straight against the LSU Tigers.
Oh, I like that little half-court trap. Zone look. How about this for a Rick Barnes team?
Way too much time if you're LSU.
Well, that's the reason for the change of defense. Well played.
Hey. Offensive rebound out of bounds to the Tigers. But that took over 20 seconds to get a shot off. You're down 10 points.
Love the call, though. Love the call by Rick Barnes.
Sutton fire, rims off, and Ament clears it. Matt McMahon saying don't foul, just let it play out. Tennessee will tick away the final 10.